And certainly an exciting time. Anything is possible in March, and I think our group embraced a couple days off to get healthy and is excited to go to Sioux Falls and see what we can do. I'll open it up to any questions.
Coming off of last two games, some big wins for your team. Is that really important moving forward here to get a couple more wins back in that column?
Absolutely. Winning on the road at Fort Wayne in the last away game certainly got that monkey off of our back, and then coming back to the BBF where we previously had played so stinking hard and come up a little bit short. It was great to put forth that same amount of effort and really be rewarded with a W. Because I've said it before, I see the progress, but the kids need to see an actual win to stay locked in to the level that we need them to be. So certainly winning on senior night, the last game, the end of the season, kind of culminates one thing, and we feel pretty good about ourselves.
How much does that just describe your season? Played so stinking hard. I feel like that's kind of like really defined, especially that stretch there at home. There are several games.
Yeah, we've played very, very hard. Not always very smart, but we've played very hard and come up short. But I give credit to the kids for coming back in the gym, being engaged, being sponges, and wanting to get right back at it. But that is kind of what happens to us. We play hard. Sometimes you are rewarded, and sometimes you need a little bit of luck at the same time.
How do you approach this third season now? What are you saying to the ladies as you guys prepare for Sunday?
Really the conversation is, we're starting something fresh. Anything is possible. We've got 3 days here where we're just going to work on us, similar to Christmas vacation when we came back and we just worked on us. We had extra time in the gym just to work on us, and I think the players saw how that was positive and benefited the beginning of our conference play. And similarly, we have just couple days for just us. Certainly we're going to prepare and scout, and the coaches are well versed already in Oral Roberts, but right now the players are thinking about how can they individually improve and then our team collectively improve prior to really breaking down Oral Roberts for them. So the conversation is, we got a lot of time for us, and if we can individually and then collectively as a team improve, anything's possible down in Sioux Falls.
Where's that focus right now of us? Of you guys. What's that? Where do you need to focus this week? Where's the crucial go button to have a fighting chance in the Summit League tournament?
I think there's a couple things. One is playing at a fast pace. That's something that we did very well early in conference play, and then the grind of the season and traveling and the injury bugs and the cold and the flu come in, and we're still playing faster than we maybe did in the past, but not to the same level. And I'm talking 2-3 steps immediately out, not necessarily running 90 miles an hour the whole time, but getting ourselves going. And so that's why 2 days off, kind of recover a little bit, was very, very important. So the pace of which we're playing at and the level of communication of which we have needs to be at an all-time high, and that's where the focus and the conversations are right now.
You're playing a team like Oral Roberts, which you beat handedly, and then they beat you pretty good. How do you balance looking back on the good and looking back on the bad, trying to draw from that and take it forward?
I think we can look back at our game here at Shields and know that we have beat this team. So that is not a question mark. It's not, we're not going into uncharted waters. We know what to expect, and we know that we can be successful. Flip it around and we go down to Oral Roberts. Taylor's got the flu. She's not playing. We're a little bit undermanned there. Still trying to figure out how to play without Kayla Becken and things like that. So we weren't at our best at their place. So certainly one pocket has a little bit of confidence, and the other pocket knows that we have to bring a very, very sharp game plan and execution to Sunday. But the girls are in a good place in that respect, because when you're dealing with 18 to 22-year-olds, confidence and mentality is just as important as actually making shots and the physical aspect of the game.
Coach, how's Brooks' ankle? I know she tweaked that in the Omaha game. How is she feeling here over the last little bit?
I think her ankle's fine. She's doing extra rehab and getting it taped and whatnot. It takes her a couple minutes to get warmed up, but I don't foresee that being an issue anymore.
Does she feel the pressure over here? She's trying to put your team on its back for a while there anyway. Is there more to your team now that you've gone through a season, or does she feel that pressure that she has to carry you?
If she feels that pressure, it's self-inflicted pressure, as others have certainly stepped up and been vocal in team meetings on court, explaining answering questions, making her feel more supported. I think she's a tough competitor, so she wants to do anything and everything she can to help the team. And sometimes she can probably swallow that as undue pressure. And it's our job as coaches to talk to her in timeouts and at halftime to kind of relieve her of some of that stress that she brings on herself. But I do think that over the course of the season, Liz Keena has really developed into a very different player right now than she was at the beginning of the season. Certainly that gives Brooke a little bit of confidence. Marina has played well the last couple of games as well. Certainly that gives everybody confidence. Holly Johnson started the season very strong, had a little bit of a lull, was very frustrated with her shot, but was still in the gym working and working and working. We've seen that kind of come back to life in the last week and a half. So I think that I know, the staff knows that there are other parts to our team, and I do think that Brooke believes that as well. She's just so dang focused and determined that sometimes she loses that, and that's our responsibility to kind of bring her back.
Describe her season.
Brooke's season? I'm trying really hard not to think about it all coming to an end here, but I think that Brooke has changed and evolved into a very elite player in our conference. Certainly people see her as a three-point shooter and somebody who's going to ram it down your throat with a drive and get to the foul line. But I also think that she's grown a lot in time and score situations, which is evident by games of 7, 8, 9 assists. So she certainly has trust in her teammates, and you saw that develop over the course of the year. Her ability and her desire to manage the game with play calls, knowing when to pull it back out after an offensive rebound and get a better shot, work the ball around, make the defense play both sides of the floor for a little bit. So I've seen those things as well as her maturity, and I know that she gets a bad rap at times for being so demonstrative and sometimes hard on herself. But I know, because I've had conversations with her weekly, I know that that's an area of growth and that she has grown tremendously over the course of the season.
You said your team plays really hard, but not necessarily so smart sometimes. Does Brooke help a lot with that?
Helping us play smarter? At times, yeah. And I think that's where we communicate with the point guard on the court. And what I mean by we play hard is we'll go after 3 or 4 offensive rebounds and then just throw it right back up there when is that the smartest thing to do? And getting Brooke to demand the ball back out, settle everybody down, get ourselves into triangle and look for a better shot, just to be more, just to be smarter. So she certainly adds to it. I also think that Holly Johnson's one that plays into that. When do we keep going? When do we scale it back?